We are live at the Barcelona International Community Day here with my dear friend, Sharlene.
Good morning, Victor.
Good morning. So, Sharlene, at this wonderful event where Barcelona makes an effort to showcase the organizations that are supporting the international community, how are you connected to this event?
Well, first of all, I know a lot of people involved in the event, but as an expat, as somebody who's been living here for 16 years, I'm involved in lots of the activities of the city and participate with my life here in that way.
So I've known you for I don't know how many years. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I don't remember.
And as you said, you're very engaged with the expat community here. But you do so in different ways. You're part of different clubs. You've had different businesses. I've known you to wear different hats. And I really want to talk to you, first of all, about your passion. What is your passion that you bring to the international community?
Well, it's true. I wear a lot of hats, and I have worn a lot of hats over my lifetime. But it's all brought me to what I'm doing now, which is working with couples who are multicultural is generally the people that I work with. There are couples who are from different countries. They have a relationship together, and they are usually looking for support to maintain their relationship, to build their relationship, to grow their relationship, to overcome some of the challenges that relationships have anyway, but also to do with living in a foreign city without the supports of family and friends, which often puts a big toll on relationships. And my biggest passion really is to really break the myth or the way that we see relationships, in that we often wait until things are really bad or we feel ashamed to ask for help. And my passion is to really break that cycle, that way that we experience relationships, and have people start to look at helping their relationships grow as something that as normal as taking your car to get a tune-up.
Okay, so is it fair to say you're an intimacy and relationship counselor?
I'm a coach. I'm not a counsellor, but I am a relationship and intimacy coach, and that's, yes, thank you. Did I not say that? I've neglected to give my title.
In different ways. So
Yes.
You help people with their relationships.
I do.
But you also have a really fun and exciting separate, I guess, role.
I do.
Which is, go ahead and explain what you're doing with in order to start a formal relationship, maybe.
Yes, I am also a wedding celebrant.
What does that
for
mean?
Destination weddings. I'm glad that you asked, because everyone says to me, "Oh, you're a wedding planner." You do not want me planning your wedding. What I am as a wedding celebrant is that I basically take the role of what a priest would do in a church, but it's for couples that want to come to Spain, bring their family and friends, and do their ceremony in a beautiful place, in a lovely Masia country house or a castle in Spain. And so my role is to meet with the couple, usually online. I design a bespoke wedding for them, the ceremony. And then I do tell their love story, and we do the vows and the exchange of rings, and I pronounce them husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, depending on who's getting married.
So not the planning, but the actual execution of the ceremony.
Correct. Yes.
Excellent. And
yeah,
so
beautiful.
what brought you, why did you do this? Or how did you start to get into being a wedding celebrant?
The celebrant landed in my lap. Well, actually, the relationship coaching landed in my lap as well, in a way. But the wedding celebrant, I first did a wedding about 4 years ago for a friend of mine who's also a wedding celebrant. And last minute, she had something else she had to go to, and she asked me to step in for her. And I stepped in front of this couple and their guests, and I completely fell in love with what the experience was, and so decided at that moment that, first of all, that I couldn't believe I hadn't found it before or thought of it before. And so I've continued to do that. I've probably done about 30 weddings now, and looking to really build that, because it's something that brings me enormous joy. And I also love the connection that it makes with relationship coaching, because when you see a couple marrying each other, usually one of the things they love to share is how they're different from each other, and how their differences support the relationship, and how much they love their differences. And then I get couples 5, 10, 20, 30 years later saying, our differences are our problem. And so I love how I can start to help couples come back to those early days and their vows and the things that they were committed to and what they loved about each other in the past to help them move forward into the future with a different kind of relationship than the one that they're living with conflict in.
So rekindling a passion that may have kind of
Correct.
started to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
And truly, I guess, celebrating their differences as opposed to finding them as the source of their problems.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
it's
so
beautiful.
why are you in Barcelona? Because you're not from here by your accent.
No, I'm not. Although I am Spanish now, I am also Australian, and I came here 16 years ago, really because of kind of like a dart at a map. I don't know, destiny called me. I had a music school in Australia, and I had some health challenges and family things happened, and I just needed a break. And so one day I said to a friend, I think I'm just going to pack up and have a break for a while, and I'm going to move. And she said, where are you moving to? And I said, I have no idea. What about Spain? And that was the birth of the idea, and 6 or 7 months later, I was here.
Have you always been in Barcelona, or have you been in like Valencia, Madrid, Bilbao?
No, I've visited those cities, but Barcelona is where I came to because of the beach.
Okay.
And as I've discovered that it not only has the beaches, but it has the mountains, it has incredible nature, it has everything, so much history. I mean, there's the local community, there's the international community. It really just has everything here. So I love living here, and I wished I'd lived somewhere else before, maybe Madrid, because I think it would be hard for me to move there now because I love it here so much. So,
All right,
yeah.
One of the things that I really like talking about you is you always have profound conversations, or we tend to have really deep ones. And you make it so easy just to open up and be vulnerable with you because
Thank you.
just make you feel stronger after speaking with you.
Thank you.
But you have a habit of talking about things that people need to know about and often are taboo subjects.
Yes.
Could it be or something like perimenopause or just menopause or difficulties in relationships? You said a multicultural context that adds an entire level of complexity when you're by yourself and you don't have the family network, and as an expat, you choose your family and you choose your friends, and the ability to innovate yourself and redefine who you are sounds great, but it also has challenges. And, how do you navigate this ability to have deep conversations with people?
That's a very good question. I think I've just always loved people. I've always been a people person. I was very mature for my age as a child, and so even at a very young age, I remember thinking back now, I remember even when I was 18, 19, I would have older friends and they would come to me for advice about life and relationships. And I think I've just always had a deep love of people. That came from my parents. Both of my parents are incredibly, my mother was, my father is, very sociable, but also always wanting to do things for others and contribute to the planet. And my mother was like that. So she was someone that people always came to for advice. And so perhaps I learned it from her. But I do have a deep appreciation for humans. And I've had a very full life. I'm older than I look. So I lived in the US for 5 years. I've lived in a couple of cities in Australia, here in Barcelona. And I think that my experiences have enriched my life, and it's always been about, all the work I've ever done is about being with people, understanding them, learning about them, and for me it's a joy and a pleasure. And the coaching training that I did gave me a whole new level of ways of understanding human beings that gives me even more compassion. And so I think perhaps that's why people, I don't know, people tell me they just see something in my face or feel something in my energy that makes it easy for them to talk to me. So
Okay.
I'm grateful for whatever it was that I was born with that or developed that, because it's something that brings
Well,
me
it's
a
a
lot
gift
of joy.
that you have, and I truly appreciate it. I think you're a dear friend. I have a question. Talking about making life easier for people, are you familiar with Entre Trámites?
I am, yes.
What do you know about Entre Trámites?
Well, I know that they provide a lot of services to help expats, in particular, I believe they have legal services and financial services, and help expats settle into a life here in Spain, but also they help businesses too, if I understand that correctly.
Well, I understand them to be revolutionizing paperwork. So all that annoying but very important stuff that you have to get done, but you don't know how to, or you just don't want to dedicate time to in a particular bureaucratic Barcelona, they take that off your plate and they can handle that for you.
Well, that would be an extraordinary thing for couples to have, because when couples come here, there's a lot to handle. So
That's where I was going.
taking that stuff off their plate so they can spend time in their relationship and prioritize their relationship, which is the most important relationship that they have, especially when they move to a place that is not their home territory. So.
Well, I love all the advice that you give. How can we get to know you better and receive this wonderful advice?
Well,
do you have a newsletter or something like that?
I do. I have so many. First of all, I write articles for Metropolitan magazine now. I did my first one a couple of weeks ago. I have a newsletter that people can get. I send out a newsletter every week that if people want to get onto that, they can. I have a website, sharlenehalbert.com. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Sharlene Halbert Coach. Really, I think if you type in Sharlene Halbert, you'll find me in many, many places. And I also offer a free call for people if they would like to consider stepping through that fear of there's something wrong with them or that they're broken, step through that into how can we have a relationship that really serves us and makes us, supports our lives here in Barcelona. They can find me on my website for that as well.
Okay. Anything else you want to share today?
No, thank you. And I really also very much appreciate all the support you've always given me, and you and Tara and Metropolitan and all the activities that you do. I really appreciate it, and I know that you make life a lot easier for a lot of people in Barcelona. So thank you for that.
You're very sweet, dear. So if you need to improve your relationship, Sharlene Halbert, I'm Sharlene Halbert Coach on LinkedIn. As also, she can make your life better with your partner, and she can help you celebrate a wedding, perhaps even a secular one, particularly if you have different religions that might make it difficult in terms of getting things planned and just having a great life. Thank you so much, Sharlene.
Thank you very much for your time.
All righty.